So I was afforded the opportunity to move into a sales career because I have a degree in psychology and wasn't interested in helping people or pretending to help people um, with the techniques that were available in the 90s when I got my degree. So I took the interest in helping people to a career that is actually pretty lucrative. Now, why did I walk away from it and go back to helping people in a more of a therapeutic way? You might question it, as I often have, why I would do something like that. Is sales is, like I said, it's lucrative. I'm still helping people. I'm doing great things. Part of projects. It really appealed to my inner nerd because I sold IT. It all started with a training company. So why am I sharing this with you? Because I think it's important to understand when I tell you that you can take your side hustle to your main hustle, not only did I do it, I know how to do it. I've done it for myself and I help other people get past their resistance to sales and selling themselves. But it was revealed to me recently that I don't even buy into sales methodology. I really don't. I was taught, I was trained, I know how to do it. I just don't. Over the years, I've watched people change. I've watched the world change. Access to information has changed, and so have our buying habits. So, why would you spend time and money learning how to communicate about your business using an outdated model? I wouldn't. I wouldn't spend time with that because people don't appreciate it. They don't want to be sold to anymore. They can go look up online all the things that they need to know to make a decision. What they want is to be empowered to make that decision. That's a conversation. You can call it persuasion, but I really don't like to call it that either because it's not. If someone sits across from me and they're in pain and they don't pay me, it's not because they're not in enough pain or I haven't hit all the pain points. Some people just aren't ready. Some people actually do lack the funds, but it doesn't reflect me. It doesn't reflect my ability. It doesn't reflect the fact, that I'm any good at what I do. None of those things. But I have to keep it in the right framework. So the reason I'm coming out and telling you all these things is because I see so many people with amazing business ideas and opportunities that they're not taking to the market. They have a current, great job that they really enjoy or that it's getting them by. So there's no real motivator, but they're supremely talented in other areas that maybe their current employer just isn't taking advantage of. And that's totally fine. What I want to do is help you grow that thing that you're passionate about so that you can take it to the next level, right? You want to just grow and grow and grow that thing that you are passionate about so that you can say sayonara to your corporate job at some point. Let's face it, as we move into these phases in our lives where we'd like to stop working for a corporation, maybe go into retirement, the average time that it takes to get tired of retirement is about 6 months because we like to be busy. We like to do things. We like to contribute. We like to give back. And if your lifestyle doesn't facilitate that and you are getting a lot of fulfillment out of your job, you're going to face down, maybe 40 years of things that don't excite you. So why not have your side hustle, have it available, grow it, incrementally maybe, so that it can keep you busy in retirement. Or if you want to do like I did and just say goodbye to the corporate world, that's a whole other journey. But all of it hinges on your ability to talk about what you do. That's what a sales conversation is. It's not about convincing someone. It's not about making them feel bad and then giving them the answer to their prayers. It's not about manipulation. There, I started my sales career in a training company where I was selling people on the idea that they would get something better out or good out of, time spent with my company. I believed in the products we sold. I believed in our instructors. I believed in everything we were doing, so much so that when someone would be on the phone with me, because back in the day we were on the phone, right? I was excited about why they wanted to, enhance their skill set. I wanted to know what it was about pivot tables they needed for their job so that they could take the Excel course. Yes, their employers would be paying for their, benefit for this training, but at the same time, I still had to sell somebody. But I only ever did it was because I was excited about taking what they needed and marrying it with a solution that I had, right? It wasn't my product, but it was something that we could give to them. So it was wonderful. As I moved forward into my sales career, I stumbled a lot. I wasn't perfect, it wasn't great, but I always exceeded my numbers. In every job, I found the way to make it work. And then I met a couple of wonderful people along the way who always reminded me that we needed to remain helpful. And the one person will, if they are watching this, will know it's helpful and humble, because no one wants an arrogant jerk in their office trying to tell them things, even if you do know, even if you're brilliant. I sold highly technical solutions. Most of the times, my engineers were brilliant, but they never made our customers feel stupid. If I had the opportunity and I had to work with someone like that for my company who would effectively call my customer's solution bad and insult their baby in a way, I tried to avoid working with that person. Because again, nobody wants to hear you tell them that they made a poor choice. And the same is true no matter what you're doing. Right now, if you knew that AI could help you, grow your business exponentially and save you lots of time and money, you would definitely jump on board, right? Of course you would. Now, I've tried a bunch of AI tools. If someone who's an expert, and I know a lot of them, came to me and said, that one you're using is stupid and you shouldn't be using it, it would be hard for me to take on information from them again. But if they come to me and they say, hey, it looks like you're struggling here, why don't you try this, right? I would go to them for additional information. I'd want to learn from them. So if you're struggling with growing your side hustle and you feel like you lack leads, or marketing is a problem, or you're just not sure where to go, keep following along, because my passion in life here is to get people, solopreneurs usually, people who are just starting out, to the next level so that you can have the choice to do what I did. I turned away. I just jumped off the corporate boat. I said, no, it's not for me anymore. I had gotten to a point where I wasn't being respected for the way that I go about sales for a long enough time that I was done. I was done killing it in a way that is authentic, feels good for me and the customer, and yet being berated for it. Was I perfect? No, I wasn't perfect, but I definitely got the work done because I showed up and did a job. So now I go to work for myself. I sell my stuff by having conversations with people who need it. All we want to do at this point, right, is to have the ability and the choice. If you love your corporate job and it's fulfilling, keep it. If you have a passion project, I have a passion project. I'm a nutrition coach. I do not market it. I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. But it's not something that I market all the time because that just takes a lot of time and effort away from what I'm doing right now. Eventually we'll grow that one too, right? But if you have a passion project, you've got a side hustle, why not learn how to sell it? Why not learn how to do it in a way that feels good? You can certainly learn from someone who does it authentically. If it's not me, if somebody else who is in your orbit, who you feel like is selling things in a way that feels really good, go with them. If you're hearing people talk about digital marketing and sales in a way that sounds like it's about 5 or maybe even as little as 3 years out of date, they're out of touch with AI and they're out of touch with how people buy. Just a tip, don't follow those folks. Follow people, take information from people who make you feel good about you. We're done with the days of making people feel bad about themselves in order to create a weakness that we can then make whole again with our magical, wonderful product. No, that is not the way that you like to buy things. It's not the way that I like to buy things, and it's not the way I sell either. So thanks so much to actually Dr. Connolly, who I had an opportunity to talk to, for pointing out the obvious to me, which is I don't like sales either, even though I've done it for a long time. But I still do it in a way that's authentic and real so that my business can support me and my family. So come along the journey with me.